Good evening. Oh, hello. Thank you all for tuning in to the show. Happy holidays. I would say that in a scary way, but I think we got all the holiday puns out of our system in the chat, which I think is probably a good thing. Welcome to Hoff's Public Domain Horrorfest. I'm your host, Hoff Matthews, and this is, of course, a live comedy show and horror movie screening series. Never watched the show before, we screen a horror movie and we break it up with a bunch of live comedy host segments like what you're seeing right now. We used to do this physically live in Brooklyn, but of course we had to stop doing indoor screenings due to the pandemic, and I actually left New York City and came here to my ancestral estate of Hoff Manor to ride out the pandemic here. And we've been doing the show again. We had to make it online. And as you know, especially I guess with this new stimulus bill that's coming up, you can't just stream copyrighted content online, guys. It is punishable by death. And so we had to switch to doing older classic horror movies which have fallen into the public domain. And we did the show for a while in the spring and summer. We did a bunch of shows in October for the Halloween season. And, we didn't know if we were going to do more, but I figured, once we started getting into November and December, holidays are coming up. It's going to be a weird holiday season. A lot of us, are not going to be able to travel and see our families. I am not going back to Connecticut this year, where I'm originally from. I'm staying here in Hoff Manor. And so I thought, let's at least do a one-off show for this weird, lonely holiday season and have this sort of online communal experience. My mom has said that she doesn't like the song "I'll Be Home for Christmas" because I guess it sounds like it's just sort of making excuses. Like, I'll be home for Christmas if only in my dreams. So like, okay, so you're not going to be home for Christmas is basically what the narrator of the song is saying. But this year, all I can say is I'll be home for Christmas if only in my streams. Right? I didn't say we were done with bad puns, just the ones we already got through. But anyway, so I do also think my mom is not thrilled about me celebrating Christmas with a slasher movie. But I gotta be me, folks. And I do think what we're doing tonight, it does continue an old Christmas tradition of telling ghost stories around the fire. People don't really do that anymore, but it used to be a big part of Christmas time. They reference it in It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. There will be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. And, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, that's a part of that tradition. So that's the vibe that we're trying to carry on with tonight's show. So, all that being said, I have a present for all of you watching the show tonight. This is for all of you on the stream and in the chat there. Let's open it up and see what it is, shall we? All right. Oh my God. Wouldn't you know it? It's the 1972 slasher movie, Silent Night, Bloody Night. Just what I wanted. The movie that we're streaming on the show tonight. And, I want to be clear, guys. Tonight we are showing Silent Night, Bloody Night, not Silent Night, Deadly Night, the 1984 Killer Santa movie. That's a different film. We also, to be clear, this is not any one of the 4 sequels to Silent Night, Deadly Night, or the 2012 remake just titled Silent Night. This also is not to be confused with the original Black Christmas from 1974, great movie, which was alternately titled Silent Night, Evil Night. That's also a different film, as is 2009's Silent Night, Zombie Night. These are all real movies. I've seen all of them. And just a little sidebar, I have no idea how this one wasn't called Silent Night of the Living Dead. It seems so obvious. I assume it was like a rights issue, but Night of the Living Dead is public domain, as we know that on this show. It was the last movie we screened in October, so I don't know what happened there. But anyway, that's not what we're showing. To be clear, we also tonight are not screening Silent Night, Growly Night, which is about a group of vacationing teenagers being killed off one by one by Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl. That's a different thing. Or Silent Night, Boogie Nights, the Christmas-themed ensemble piece about the pornography industry. Or Silence, Martin Scorsese's meditation on faith in feudal Japan. What we are showing tonight is Silent Night, Bloody Night, the 1972 movie about a series of mysterious murders happening around the sale of an old mansion on Christmas Eve in small-town New England. And I really like this movie. It's, I will tell you, it's kind of a dour movie. It's, maybe a little slow at times, definitely a little confusing. But I was rewatching it in preparation for the show, and I've seen it several times. I actually did a live screening of it a few years ago, and even watching it again, I was like, I really enjoy this movie. I don't know, it's very fun for me, and I think a lot of Christmas horror movies just sort of lean really hard on being nasty in contrast to what you expect from holiday entertainment. And this movie is very nasty, but I think it also has a really strong sense of wintry atmosphere, which really elevates it. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. As always, me and my co-producers, Andrei Alupului, George Gordon, and Marybess Pritchett, have scattered a few little hidden gags in the movie itself. Not that much. Most of what you see will just be the regular original film, but here and there are some Easter eggs for you to keep an eye out for. And also, in October, in those shows, we would have live guests on to do interviews. We don't have that tonight. That was very fun to do, and all our guests were great, but it makes the show a lot more stressful for me. So I figured for the holiday show, let's just keep it in the family, keep it nice and cozy. So that's what we're doing tonight. Again, thank you all for watching. I will be back on in 15 to 20 minutes for another host segment. But for now, I think we're ready to get the movie started. So here it is, Act 1 of Silent Night, Bloody Night.
One last time, I have to see this ground. It's beautiful now, as if nothing had happened here. Soon they will tear down the main house, and then nothing will be left. Nothing. Except what I remember. I grew up in the town nearby, where my father was the mayor, and where this house stood, waiting for me. It was built by Wilfred Butler. We had never seen him, and he never lived at home. Until the day before Christmas in 1950, he finally did come back. For the last time. All of us believed that his death was an accident. No one knew that another person had come to Butler House that Christmas.
As Deputy Coroner of the County of Arlington, State of Massachusetts, I hereby find, upon evidence of an autopsy conducted by the medical examiner of this county, that the deceased, Wilfred Butler, died as a result of burns inflicted accidentally upon himself on his own premises during the afternoon of December 24th, 1950. No further inquiry shall be held over the body of the deceased, and this inquest is officially closed.
All is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child.
After the coroner's inquest, on New Year's Day, they buried Wilfred Butler. There was no one there to mourn him. It was the funeral of a stranger.
I, Wilfred Butler, being of sound mind and body, at least what the world considers sound, do hereby leave my house and its grounds and all personal effects within that house to my only surviving relation, my grandson, Geoffrey Butler. And I solemnly charge him with one duty. Let him leave the house as I left it, standing untouched to remind the world of its inhumanity and cruelty.
For 20 years, that house lay empty, exactly as Wilfred left it. And then, last year, rumors began that it was finally being sold. The newspaper story traveled through the county to a state hospital for the criminally insane. The man who came to sell the house had never seen it. He was a lawyer from the city, just doing a job and enjoying it.
Stop and look serious, please. Oh, you're hopeless. Oh, look.
Hey, wait, where you going now? The mayor's gonna have a fit, kid.
One more shot.
Come on.
Stay there. I want one together. And smile.
For all the news as it happens, stay tuned to WLIX, your voice of the Northeast. This is Roger Fowler with local stories. First, today's headlines. A warehouse fire still rages in Elizabeth. Police suspect arson. That escaped inmate at Margaretville State Hospital still at large, still hunted by state police. And over in Roxbury, the city passes a controversial housing code.
Well, didn't I tell you? It's beautiful.
Can we see the rest of it?
Honey, that was it. I think the mayor's waiting for me.
My love is such an important man.
Right. Laura always says that.
Darling,
What?
don't be long.
Honey, if you get bored, just look at the view. Sooner or later, that viaduct's gonna take us back home.
Mr. Carter.
Mr. Mayor.
Let me introduce you. This is Charlie Toman, who publishes our weekly newspaper, The Patriot.
Mr. Tolman.
And this is Tess Howard.
How do you do?
She operates our switchboard.
Oh, really?
We call her the communications director. And this is Bill Mason.
Mason.
Our sheriff. Won't you sit there, Mr. Carter, at the head of the table?
Thank you. I didn't expect to meet you all together. It's quite a reception. All right, let's begin. As you know, I've been retained by Jeffrey Butler. The matter concerns the house that he inherited from his grandfather, Wilfred Butler.
Go on, Mr. Carter.
I believe that you offered to buy the house from my client.
Offered. We begged him. We wrote letters and we...
That's enough, Tess.
Well, it's true.
Trouble. There's always trouble.
I can sympathize.
I spent the last 20 years and more driving people away from there. Prowlers, burglars, kids, they're the worst. Chasing for nothing because of that will. That dribble about humanity. No. Inhumanity. What the hell is that, huh?
Yes, well, he was a bitter man.
Hate?
It must have been very hard.
It must have been hate.
That man hated. Well, some people are like that.
The question is, well, do you still want the house?
Are you offering it to us, Mr. Carter?
Exactly.
Why now?
Well, that's Mr. Butler's business, isn't it?
You know we're not rich. Most of us came here during the Depression. But we love this town. It's our home.
And naturally, you want to improve it.
Exactly.
My client understands that, and he fully sympathizes, and he's willing to sacrifice the house for $50,000 in cash by noon tomorrow.
That's an awful lot of cash.
It's also an awfully good bargain.
You could go to Wilton. You could go now to the bank.
Am I clearly understood?
All that cash.
Perfect. I'll wait for your answer till tomorrow.
You're spending the night here?
Yes.
May I ask where?
At the Butler house.
We could put you up at the motel as our guest.
No, the house is fine.
The Paradise Motel.
That's very kind of you, but I'm meeting Mr. Butler about some personal items.
You'll want a phone. I can reconnect the line.
Don't trouble, please.
No trouble. You need a phone.
Don't want to be stuck out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've convinced me. Thank you.
By the way, have you known Mr. Butler a long time?
No, I've never met him. He called me and asked me if I'd handle this for him. I said yes. He had the key delivered to my office. Mr. Mayor, Sheriff, Mr. Tolman, Miss Howard, see you all tomorrow. In fact, I'm looking forward to it. Slick, really slick.
He's a big lawyer, Bill. You've got to expect that. Don't tell me about lawyers.
Oh, you see the way he looked at us? You see his clothes?
He's doing his job. Just don't tell me about lawyers. You know what I'd like to see? Two of them like that one talking to each other. Neither one of them would know what to believe.
All right, so this movie gets off to a strong start, right? With that opening scene of Wilford Butler just running out of the house on fire. I think that was the moment I fell in love with this movie, when I just started watching blindly on a DVD budget pack, and within like the first minute, there was just randomly a guy on fire. But it is very unfortunate for him that he wasn't around in the age of YouTube, because I don't know if you guys know this, but there's this whole YouTube subgenre of videos dedicated to teaching people about the stop, drop, and roll technique. I'm just going to show you a few examples here real quick. Here's one.
You're going to lay down as far out as you can so that you can roll and cover all parts of your body.
Yeah, they're, I guess, usually done by like EMTs or firefighters, emergency personnel. Here's another one, for example.
Hey, it's me, Tommy Flames. I was just going over stop, drop, and roll with my junior firefighters. I'm glad you stopped by. Let's all go over stop, drop, and roll together.
I think Tommy Flames was one of the aliases on Only Built for Cuban Links. Here's another example. This is a good one.
Stop, drop, and roll.
That's my favorite. It's pretty catchy. You guys should look that one up. And here's one. This is an older one featuring Dick Van Dyke.
What's the first thing to do if a fire breaks out in your house? Get out immediately.
Wilford Butler did that, to be fair. He got that part of the method right. But here at Hoff's HorrorFest, we do take fire safety very seriously, and that's why I'm now going to speak live with our in-house fire safety expert, my co-producer, or one of my co-producers on the show, George Gordon. So just give me a second. I'm going to bring George up on Zoom here. Just bring up the window. There he is. George, hello.
Hello, Hoff, and Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas Eve.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you, too. I got a lot to ask you about. I mean, I knew you were talented and funny. I was not aware that you were an expert on fire safety.
Oh, yeah. You know, I've been super busy during COVID times. I found this out this year. Do you know that 1 out of every 2 people catches on fire?
That seems a little high, to be honest with you.
That's what I said. Why aren't more people talking about this? Which is why I am talking to you, covered in these lights, in front of these candles. Hoff, I'm not gonna lie, I've been drinking, I'm smoking cigarettes, and I'm gonna show you all what to do if you set yourself on fire.
What?
Oh, you heard me right, buddy. You know what dawned on me the other day? You can't just talk about fire safety. You have to show fire safety. And I'm going to join the list of black performers who have caught on fire and lived to tell about it. Richard Pryor, Michael Jackson, and me. That's pretty good company.
Yeah, George, you really don't have to do that. I mean, I think the audience probably does have a decent understanding of Stop, Drop, and Roll, and, we have to make sure to keep you around for future HorrorFest shows, okay? So.
Whoa, there's going to be another season of Hoff's HorrorFest?
I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no.
Well, hot damn, I was all set to set myself on fire.
Yeah, again, can't be clear enough on this. You do not need to do that.
Well, okay. It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Hoff.
Merry Christmas to you, George. All right, George Gordon, everyone. We all take this show very seriously. Let's see some more of the film.
I love you too. Honey, when I get home, I'm gonna have a nice surprise for you.
Tell me what it is.
Oh, no, I can't tell you what it is now. It wouldn't be a surprise. I
don't care. Come home now.
No, I can't come home now, but it'll be very soon. Very soon.
Do you even miss me?
Honey, of course I miss you.
Do you miss Mommy?
Yes, I miss Mommy too.
I bet you do. I hate you.
Laura, how are you, kid? So I'll call tomorrow.
I don't want you to.
No, I want to call. I want to talk to Jenny.
I bet you're having a great time with your whore.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, I'm having a fine time.
Fuck you, Daddy.
Well, same to you, darling.
You're an asshole.
What do you mean, hostile?
Hostile? Asshole.
I was wondering, if we get it, what then?
Tear it down.
Okay. I'd better get going.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. Butler wasn't kidding. Nobody's lived here for years.
That would be such a waste.
It's his grandfather's monument. You know, there's a caretaker who keeps this place just the way he left it.
What kind of monument is this?
Well, that's the trouble. Nobody remembers anymore.
That's what usually happens in America.
I remember this. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I'm his own. And he walks with me and he talks with me. And he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there.
You're not serious.
I used to hear that at funerals.
At funerals?
When I was a kid in Chipley, Georgia. There's also a Chipley, Florida. But they have both been subsequently eradicated from the map. None other has ever known.
Was a delicatessen, so I brought you pastrami, salami, potato salad, macaroni, everything you like.
I'll have bologna and macaroni. No, some of that potato salad. Did you pick the wine, too?
The delicatessen man took a personal interest in its selection.
Oh, well, we got lucky again. That's early 1970. That's hard to come by.
Can I have some, too?
Of course you may.
Thank you. It must have been wonderful.
What?
The people who lived here. They must have had a wonderful life.
Well, I hope they did. Wilfred Butler must have believed in something. Look at that stone fireplace, parquet floor, the mahogany, this table. And you probably think this place is made of wood, right?
Well...
Wrong. You know what his grandson told me? Underneath that wood, there's 2 feet of stone. The foundation is 8 bricks wide. Now, someday they're going to come in here and they're going to tear this place down and they're going to build little tract houses all over this property on quarter-acre and half-acre lots. And that bulldozer's going to come up that hill toward this house. And it's going to get the surprise of its life. They built a kingdom out here. Only nobody's left.
No? Butler has a grandson.
No. He's probably like the rest of us. Wants money. You know, he's asking $50,000 cash for this place, and if the only way he can get at least $250,000. But he won't take his time. So he'll get screwed.
Do you want to go upstairs now?
Soon. You know, one of the great pleasures in life is the pleasure of anticipating pleasure. Isn't it?
We are very close now, aren't we?
Sure, honey. Very close.
I don't see any beds yet.
Well, keep looking, honey. Butler said the place was furnished. It's furnished.
Anything doing?
No, sir. But look at this.
More football, huh?
Look how they smeared that quarterback. Look at his arm.
Got no time now. Go test.
He really sucked.
How about that telephone up at the Butler house?
Man, I love
Is it
football.
working?
The oblong ball.
Well, try it now. I'll wait.
When the guy's tackled.
Yes, Miss Howard. Yeah, the phone's working fine. Very nice of you to call. Thank you. Good night. Honey, I'm going down to the car to get some cigarettes. Be back in a minute.
Okay.
Don't get lonely.
No, no. Did you get your cigarettes?
Yes, yes, I did.
May I have one?
Sure. No, it's the most amazing things. These cigarettes come in these very small packages these days.
Oh, that's for me?
Mm-hmm.
Can I open it?
Oh, no, no, no. Our Christmas is day after tomorrow.
Is that an order?
Yes, ma'am, that's an order.
Bill, someone's calling from Butler House.
Okay, put him on.
Go ahead now.
Mr. Carter?
I'm not clear.
Who is this? Butler.
I'm worried, Sheriff. Carter's not here.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
Can you come here?
What is it? What's wrong?
His car's here, but he's gone. Won't you come?
Okay. Now you stay put in that house.
I'll wait for you. Please, hurry. I'm afraid.
Now take it easy. I'm coming.
Mr. Butler, are you done?
I've come back.
What's that?
I want to see you again.
Hello? Who is this?
You know me, Tess. It's Mary Ann. Tell the mayor. Tell them all. I'm waiting in my father's house. Tess. It's so lonesome here. Don't be long.
Hello? 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 Oh my God, where is everybody?
Hello?
Oh, Maggie, thank goodness.
What is it, Tess?
Something's come up. Something urgent. Can you start early?
Oh, honey, I'm watching TV.
Maggie Daly, you get yourself over here.
What is it?
Just get moving, Maggie. Just please hurry.
So I want to talk a little bit about the background behind this movie now. And one of the big bits of trivia about Silent Night, Bloody Night, and I think I saw people in the chat saying they were looking up the cast of the film. If you look it up, you'll see that there are a lot of cast members who were what were known as Andy Warhol superstars. These were people that Andy Warhol, the pop artist, of course, Andy Warhol, surrounded himself with and involved in a lot of his creative projects. People like Mary Woronov, who you've seen in the film. You'll see her more. She'll become more prominent as it goes on. Ondine, Candy Darling, Jack Smith, all of these people appear in this movie. And you might be wondering how they ended up in a low-budget slasher flick. The answer lies with the film's director, Theodore Gershuni, or, as he was also called, Andy Warhol. That's right, this movie was actually secretly directed by Andy Warhol. You might be wondering why we didn't bring that up earlier. We wanted it to be a surprise, guys. But it's not that big of a secret, because, you know, we did show the poster for this movie, and if you look at it, you know, you can kind of tell if you look at, like, the lower half of that face that's visible in the top of the poster. Does it seem a little bit familiar? You maybe look a little bit closer. Pretty clear who that is, I think, if you look closely there. So yeah, Silent Night, Bloody Night was actually part of a performance art project that Andy Warhol did, where he tried to transform himself into a low-budget horror movie director. After he was shot by Valerie Solanas, he really wanted to get out of the spotlight, sort of step back and do this different project under an alias while continuing his Andy Warhol project in the background. Now, unfortunately, the film we're showing tonight is not his final preferred version of the movie because the edit was taken away from him after he started showing it to his investors, and they found that it wasn't the teen makeout blockbuster that he had promised them it would be. It turned out he still had the same sort of instincts and sensibilities as the guy who made Empire, the 8-hour uninterrupted static shot of the Empire State Building. So again, unfortunately, we can't show you Warhol's unadulterated vision on the show tonight. This is the re-edited version, which was released to theaters. But there are some sort of scraps remaining from that original version. We do have a clip, for example, of Warhol in character as Theodore Gershuni, which we're going to play for you right now. Don't you want to take off your glasses?
Hmm?
This is supposed to be Theodore, right?
Oh. Yes. Howdy, folks. Theodore Gershuni here, and I'm setting out to make the rootinest, tootinest horror picture of the year, filled with thrills, spills, and chills.
Great. What can you tell us about the film?
Hi, Lou.
Teddy?
We're talking tam. Tits, ass, and murder.
I don't think that's really going to fly for the teen market.
I want the audience to really feel as if they are being murdered when they watch this film. It's why it opens with the perspective shot of a baby being born. You see, the camera, rather than a character, is the audience surrogate in this film. In fact, all of the killings happen straight to camera as knife attacks. We are consuming the film, but we are also being consumed by it. What begins as a paint-by-numbers cinematic experience becomes a facet of the audience's life. And because there is no delineation between their lives and the film, these killings, these experiences of being killed, become a part of the audience's collective hallucinatory memory. It's a way of making them remember something that never actually happened. Remembering something that never actually happened is in fact the American project.
Okay, Andy, I think we're losing Theodore here.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and we also have a brief clip from Warhol's version of the film, which we're going to play now. So if you watch closely, I think you'll notice subtle aesthetic differences in this versus the final version of the film.
All of us believe that his death was an accident. No one knew that another person had come to Butler House that Christmas. For 20 years, that house lay empty, exactly as Wilfred left it.
Yes, well, he was a bitter man.
A warehouse fire still rages in Elizabeth. Police suspect arson. That escaped inmate at Margaretville State Hospital, still at large, still hunted by state police.
Look at this.
More football, huh?
Look how they smeared that quarterback. Look at his arm.
Got no time now.
That man hated. Well, some people are like that.
Also good. So the question is, was Silent Night, Bloody Night a failed experiment or a successful compromise? Or was the story and the process behind the making of the film actually the piece that Warhol was working on the whole time? There's no way to know the answers, and that's the beauty of conceptual art. So now you guys have a little more context for this film. Let's watch some more.
Come in. It's open. Okay, mister, that's far enough. What do you want here?
Mayor,
Try again. My father's not home. And don't move.
you want me to put my hands up?
No. Just stay there. What are you staring at?
I seem to remember you from the road.
That's why I'm holding a gun. You scare me.
Well, that makes sense.
Thanks.
Does everybody carry one here?
You can ask the sheriff when he gets here. I'll call him.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but the sheriff's office is empty.
How do you know?
I was just there.
Who are you?
Jeffrey Butler.
Oh, you're the one who's selling the house.
Yes.
Have you any ID?
Come on.
Don't laugh at me. I want your ID. Some maniac escaped from Margaretville.
Okay.
Put it on the table. Now go back. California license. Lucky you.
Would you like to see my maniac card from the asylum? They give you one when you escape. There's a big scarlet M on it so people won't get confused.
Okay. Look, I'm sorry about the gun. My father's in Wilton getting your money.
All I want to do is to get into my house.
The sheriff's deputy might have a key. He's about the only one I know of.
Well, where's he?
You go down the road about 1.5 miles till you come to a white house with a white fence, and then you can't miss it.
Thanks.
That's okay.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
If I don't call back in an hour... What? Call the mayor or Mr. Tone and nobody else. Promise me you'll do that.
Well, sure.
Mark it down, honey, so you'll have it.
Sheriff to 301. I'm heading west on Route 5 to Butler House. You'll hear from me. What the hell? What's that light out there?
Find the deputy?
No, I wasn't there.
Oh. I was thinking, isn't your lawyer supposed to be at the house?
The door was locked. His car was there, so I borrowed it.
You mean you stole a car?
Yeah. Keeping it warm.
What if he needs it?
Let him find me. Who's coming to dinner?
Oh, Daddy. We always have dinner every Thursday. Do you want something?
No, I ate Paradise Motel.
Yeah, I know. It's awful. What about a drink?
Yeah.
It's cheap bourbon, but that's a big favorite around here. Do you want ice?
No, straight.
You look tired.
I am tired.
Well, here's to a fast dollar.
Cheers.
Why did you decide to sell the house?
Needed the cash.
After all these years?
I need it now.
Huh. What's it like on the inside? You know, I've never seen the inside. When I was a child, my father told me to stay away from it, or something terrible might happen. Sort of like a haunted house.
I haven't seen it either.
You're going to sell it? You've never seen it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too bad. It's about the only place to see around here. Oh, I forgot. Someone keeps calling with a message for my father. She says that she's waiting at your house, in the reception room.
What woman is waiting in my house in the reception room?
Oh, I don't know. It's not a voice that I know.
I better go out there.
Can I come too?
What for?
I'm pushy. I suppose you'll be going back to California soon. California? You said you lived there, remember?
No, I'll be traveling.
Jeff, look. It's the sheriff's car. There's a light. Look at that tombstone. Pretty cheerful.
Who bears the cross shall wear the crown. Wilfred Butler. My grandfather.
Oh.
Someone left their sunglasses in the snow.
They're the sheriff's.
My lawyer's missing. So is the sheriff. You get strange phone calls. And now someone's fascinated by my grandfather's grave.
Let's get out of here.
You still want to go to my house?
Yes. But I don't want to go alone.
Listen.
I'm not nervous.
Well, of course you're not.
Oh, it's the cold. I'm shaking from it. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
We'll get help in town. It's 10 minutes drive.
Night, Mr. Tillman. Have a nice holiday.
Deputy's not here, but Tolman is.
Who's Tolman?
Come on, you'll see. Mr. Tolman, wait. No, please, I have to talk to you. I'm sorry. This is Jeffrey Butler. He's the one who's selling the house. He can't get inside the place, and my father's gone to Wilton. So we wondered...
Anything wrong?
He'll tell us. Tess has gone to his house.
Why would she go there?
I don't know. Anyway, she won't get in. You say it's locked. He says she hates the place.
Would you like to drive there? Diana could stay here, lock herself in.
I need a key.
This isn't my house. It's Tess's.
Tess isn't here. Are you satisfied? She must have gone to my place. But why wouldn't she go there? She hates it. Maybe she went to see the woman who's there. Someone called the mayor's house before. Said she'd be waiting. What is it?
Jeff? Hello? Is anybody there? I'm Diane Adams. I spoke to you before.
Bring your father to the house. This is Marianne. Tell him I have the diary. I'm waiting.
Who are you?
He'll know. Christmas Eve, 1935.
Hello? Hello?
Signal 10, 704, C Charlie. 704, signal 10, 704, C Charlie.
So, if any of you are big horror fans, you may have noticed that this movie might have been an influence on some better-known films which came along later. Specifically, in one case, in that it introduces the classic 70s horror trope of the killer with an oil lamp hiding in a closet. I know it seems like a stale cliche that we've all seen a million times, the killer with the oil lamp in the closet, but back in 1972, this was a very fresh and very scary idea. And right now, I'm going to go to another one of my co-producers, Marybess Pritchett, to talk a little bit more about this trope. So just give me a second to bring her on here. Marybess, hello.
Hi. So, yeah, I'd hoped for more on this front, Hoff, honestly, but when it comes to killers hiding in closets with oil lamps as opposed to a flashlight or, God forbid, just waiting in the dark, apparently it just isn't a thing.
Really? You couldn't find any other examples of this? I kind of thought this was going to be sort of a bigger segment.
I know. I looked. I really looked. And this was the only movie that I could find where a killer takes the time to fill a lamp with oil, light it, and like tuck away in a closet waiting to kill people. I mean, it's like, why would a killer carry a 100-year-old oil lamp and an axe like into a tiny closet and just like wait there? It's like, I mean, look, I mean, I guess it's cozy. maybe that's the appeal. I wonder, what if the killer is like battling this lust for blood with the desire for something like familiar and nostalgic? And what if the warmth of the oil lamp is the thing that truly warms their heart and makes them feel safe, you know? I think I get it.
All right. Well, thank you, Marybess. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Oh, there you go, Marybess Pritchett, everyone. I do have one other thing to show you in this break. Might be hard to believe, but when this movie originally came out, it actually had merchandise tie-ins, including a line of toys. And we actually found an old TV commercial for those toys, which I'm going to play for you right now.
This holiday season, don't miss out on the perfect toy for the whole family. Now, you can create your very own Silent Night Bloody Night with your favorite characters, Diane and Jeffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey, you scare me, but I like it.
Don't be scared, Diane. I'll protect you from the maniac. My family has the biggest house in town.
Even Mom can get in on the fun.
Jeffrey, we have to get help. There's a murderer on the loose. He'll kill us all!
This could be your last Christmas, so order your set today from Hasbro.
Yeah, and if you can find any of those Silent Night, Bloody Night toys now, they're actually worth almost nothing. Nobody wants them. Let's see some more of the film.
Sheriff, I saw your car. Bill? Is that you?
Tess, you can't see me, but I can see you. Oh, yes, I remember that face. You're older now, and fatter, but still Tess. And you're frightened, aren't you? Don't be afraid. I want to help you. Take my hand. Take it, Tess.
The person on the telephone said 1935, Christmas Eve. But that's not the beginning. In 1927, Butler House was restored by Wilfred Butler. After that, I find social notes, parties, nothing special. Then, in 1930, Butler's wife, Catherine, dies of tuberculosis. In August 1933, it starts. Wilfred Butler's daughter is cruelly attacked and raped. Her name is Mary Ann, the same name as the caller who left those messages tonight. She's 15 then. On May 2nd, 1934, Mary Ann Butler gives birth to a son, Jeffrey Butler. Jeff. Early in 1935, Butler House is turned over to a Dr. Robinson as an asylum for mental patients. And then Butler goes on to say that he has committed his own daughter. Mary Ann will live at the asylum. There's no end to this story. It's been carefully cut out of all the papers. Why would Toman do that? scared me. Oh, what happened?
What happened is, Tess has 40 bird cages. Tolman is hysterical. Everybody's at my house but me. It's cold outside and you forgot to lock the door.
Jeff, how old are you?
How old am I? You mean, how many years have I lived?
No. There's a lot in the paper about your family.
I don't want to talk about my family.
Wait a minute. There's a woman calling, and she says her name is Mary Ann. That was your mother's name, wasn't it?
My mother died in childbirth. That's when I started traveling.
It's not what the papers say.
What's your point?
I just thought that you should read something for your own good.
Nothing you could tell me about my past or future would be for my own good. Where is the paper?
It's on the table.
It's so stupid to lie. I missed the whole event.
Jeff, maybe your mother's still alive. Maybe she's waiting for you at the house.
I don't know. Come on. No more side trips. Let's go out there.
He's dead. His hands. Somebody cut off his hands.
You killed him. You killed Tolman.
He's asking for help.
You killed him.
Get in the car.
Butler House.
The keys. He took them.
Yes, what?
This is Marianne Butler. I'm calling from my house. Won't you come over here, Mr. Mayor? We're having a reunion. Everyone's here, even your daughter.
I write this knowing that no one shall ever see it. Not my beloved daughter, or even my grandson, Jeffrey. I write for myself in the hope of forgiveness, if that is still possible. And I write for you, Marianne, whose youth and innocence I have destroyed. By 1935, the doctors had treated my daughter for a year. I had believed they could cure her. The child, Jeffrey, was taken from us and sent to California. I turned my house into an asylum. I brought doctors to live there. I welcomed other patients. Useless. All of it. I remembered what she had been. There was never a lovelier, happier child.
Ladies and gentlemen, now quiet, please. I propose a toast. Doctor, please.
By Christmas of the first year, I knew that I must act, not for myself, but for my helpless child.
Led him to create this institution. Our friend...
I had no plan. All I knew was that I must take her from these men with their promises, their lies.
shall we? For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.
I knew that they would gorge themselves into a stupor that afternoon. It was their celebration. I expected no less. Since they had come into my house, they had acted as if they owned it. They had behaved like poor relations, half guilty, but finally unable to control their appetites. After dinner, they danced and drank as they usually did. All the time, Robinson would smile and reassure me. They expected me to believe, because I had no choice. Wilfred, trust me. He really believed Marianne would be well. He saw a light. There is a light at the end of a long tunnel.
Believe me. There is a light at the end of a long tunnel.
Stay here, Doctor. I'll get more champagne. He was ready. I knew it. Drunk and fat and full of his own importance. I left then.
Once again, sorry to interrupt the movie in the middle of a flashback, but it's a long flashback. What are you going to do? We are getting close to the end of the film, and that means we are also getting close to the horror host highlight reel. But first, I know I said that we weren't going to have any live guests on the show tonight, but that's because I wanted this to be a surprise. I am now going to speak live with Santa Claus. I'm going to bring Santa up on Zoom. I haven't given him my Christmas list for this year yet. I've been saving that to do it live on the show, and that's what we're going to do right now. So just give me a second to get the Zoom set up here. Just a moment. There we go. All right. Santa, hello.
Ho, 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 ho. Hello, Hoff. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Thank you so much for being on the show. Really, I'm sure you must be super busy right now.
Oh, yes. No, the elves and I are busier this year than ever. This year, we're not only building all the toys for all the boys and girls in Milan, we also have to make sure that every product we ship is sanitized and thoroughly cleaned. The holidays shouldn't just be happy. They should also be safe. Ho, ho, ho.
Absolutely.
Ho, 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 ho.
Yes. Well, I hope I haven't waited too long to give you my Christmas list this year.
Oh, no, Hoff. That's all right. But tell me, have you been a good boy this year?
Well, there's only so much trouble you can really get into these days. But yeah, I think so. I think I have.
Maintaining social distancing? Wearing a mask?
Yep, and, we're doing the show remotely and just trying to do everything the right way,
Oh, great. Well, then, what would you like? I know you're a big horror fan. Is there a Scream Factory box set you're interested in? or a 4K Blu-ray DVD player you had your eyes on?
Well, you know, I'm not saying no to any of that stuff necessarily, but no, you know, what I really want this year is just a vaccine. Not for me, but for there to be enough of it out there that, you know, everybody can be safe and we can go back to living our lives again.
Yeah, no, I get it. Everyone wants a vaccine. Santa, all I want this year is a vaccine. You all know I'm not a scientist, right? You know, no, me and the elves, we don't have an infectious disease laboratory in the back of our toy workshop where we tool around with viruses all day, right?
Yeah, of course. I just...
Yeah, we already pivoted to electronics 40 years ago. When video games came out, you think that was easy? We were just toy makers, and then we learned engineering and coding and all this. Now we're supposed to be a pharmaceutical company?
Yeah, I'm sorry. All I meant...
You think I don't want a vaccine? You know, I'm going to every house in the world on Christmas Eve. Every single house. I'm 100% going to get COVID, okay? I've resigned myself to that. It's something I have to accept.
Well, hold on. I thought Dr. Fauci said that he gave you the vaccine himself.
Yeah, he also said masks don't work. He says a lot of things, doesn't he?
He does.
You know, I'm obese. I have comorbidities.
Yeah, look, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to overstep my bounds with this.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. I'm under a lot of stress right now.
I can see that. Yeah, look, really, don't worry about it. Whatever you bring me, I'm sure it'll be great. I appreciate everything that you do.
Oh, thank you. That really means a lot.
Yeah, look, just, you know, when you come to my apartment, you're going to be wearing a mask, right?
I'm going to be wearing a mask. You know, yeah, of course.
Okay.
I'm not worried about me.
Good. It does sort of seem like with the beard, it might not be as effective.
You want the goddamn presents or not?
Yes, I want them. I'm sure it'll all be totally fine.
I'm not going to shave for the mask, okay? I have a brand to protect.
It's true. You wouldn't want that beard coming off. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Again, thank you so much for being on the show. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho.
Good night. There you go. Santa Claus, everyone. You know, he's a little prickly, but he's just very real. You know, what can you say? Anyway, so, like I said, we now come to the point in the show where we do the horror host highlight reel. And if you've never watched the show before, the deal with this is that all the movies we screen are in the public domain. They're all on the older side, so they've been around for a while. So a lot of people have hosted screenings of them before we came along, either live screenings or on, you know, late night television, or especially now on the internet. And what we want to do basically is not act like we're doing some new, unique thing here. So instead of acting that way, we like to pay tribute to the tradition that we're a part of by putting together a highlight reel of other horror hosts hosting the film of the night. And I do just want to note, the DVD copy of this movie that I have says, in the mid-1980s, the film was featured on Elvira's Movie Macabre, where its exposure would begin a cult following. And this is listed on IMDb as, I think, the second episode of Elvira's Movie Macabre. And I looked very hard for clips from that episode. I couldn't find it anywhere, so unfortunately, Elvira is not going to appear in this horror host highlight reel. But I just wanted to note that she is apparently part of this film's cultural legacy. So, all that being said, here is your holiday highlight reel of other horror hosts hosting Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Tonight we're getting into the holiday spirit with the Christmas-themed Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Tonight, under the tree, we get to unwrap Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Today we're watching the holiday classic, Silent Night, Bloody Night.
We're doing honey, sriracha, chicken! And to decorate that, we're going to be watching Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Silent
Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Silent Night, Bloody Night. Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Time for fear, time for fright.
Silent Night, Bloody Night, and comes all through the house. There was a creature stirring.
'Twas the fright before Christmas, when all through the dungeon, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Silent Night, Bloody Night. We're gonna watch this together.
You guys are gonna be watching along with Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Let's see what this crazy mofo does for Christmas.
Get a better why.
Much later.
Because it looks like Blood Night. I hear people slam the holidays for being too commercial, for being one giant consumerist mambo that no one wants to dance to.
Speaking about gifts, this is probably the last week where you can order something from the Creature Feature Holiday Hut, where we've got twofers, free shipping, stuff like that, if you want to get it by Christmas.
Visit SammyTerry.com for all your Christmas needs.
Henflix.com. That's my personal web store where you can buy the films I've directed, but also neato popcorn fodder merchandise.
Smell that sriracha spice going on. Go ahead, I dare you. Take a big whiff.
Whoa! No! Why?
Nice. It's a nice kill. Very abrupt, very blunt, very brutal. Very nice kill.
Well, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas from me and Fred to you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays?
Happy holidays. Wear your horror movie ugly Christmas sweater. Appreciate Die Hard as a Christmas movie, and no matter how crappy your uncle might be, share a dank meme with him.
I hope all you guys out there are having a great, safe, happy, healthy, and horror movie filled holiday season.
And I wish you a very scary Christmas and many pleasant nightmares.
There you go. Happy holidays to and from all of those people. And now, the final act of Silent Night, Bloody Night.
My cruelty to Marianne was inhuman. I know that. I had loved her. I had fathered our child, Jeffrey. I had brought her to this. I swear that on that afternoon, all I wanted was to save my child. My hope was to get her away from that house. But also, I wanted to set free those other wretches who had so long been abused by the doctors. I knew what they might do if these inmates were freed. And this is my guilt. I knew. And still, I freed them. started for the house. I went to get our car to take Marianne away. I do not know exactly when she slipped away from me. I assume that when they saw her in the dining room, the inmates believed her to be part of that household which they hated. And so, they killed her. Later, there was a celebration. And then most of the inmates fled. I don't know where. But I shall never forget what they did to my child. Since that Christmas, I have lived in prisons and asylums. Lived anonymously, as an animal. I have wandered in bitterness until all seasons have become as one. And that is a season of vengeance.
Jeff. Jeff.
Wilfred Butler is still alive. This is still his house.
Your grandfather died in 1950. He was burned to death in this house.
My grandfather poured gasoline over a squatter he found here. The town wanted to believe he was dead. They still do. This house was an asylum. There was a massacre by the inmates. Tess, Tolman, the sheriff. Your father.
No.
All inmates. They killed my mother in this room.
Who's that? Who's there?
Daddy? Daddy?
Diane?
Jeff? Jeff? No. No. Jeff, why? Why?
Sorry.
Marianne. Don't run away. Don't. I'm your father. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. Please. It's all right. I won't hurt you. I need you. I want to see you. I waited for you.
I spent that night weeping. By morning, there were no more tears. I know that my father and Jeffrey both thought they were shooting at killers, but they were simply the last victims in that house of victims. And now, a year later, they will tear down Wilfred Butler's monument. But they can never destroy my memories of what happened here.
All right, there you go. That was Silent Night, Bloody Night. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I do. I don't know if I could necessarily entirely explain what happened in it. I don't think Diane was actually Marianne. I think he was like imagining that she was or something. But anyway, again, I hope you all enjoyed the show. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been your host, Hoff Matthews. My co-producers on this show are Andrei Alupului, George Gordon, and Marybess Pritchett. Mateo Irvin did the voiceover in the toy commercial, and Lori Ledbetter Pritchett appeared in the commercial and also supplied a voice for one of the in-film gags. We will probably be back next year with more shows. I don't think we're going to go back to the weekly schedule, but we will probably be back in one form or another. So if you're interested in seeing more Hoff's Public Domain Horror Fest, for one thing, all our older shows are on the YouTube account, so you can check those out there. In terms of the new shows, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow Hoff's Horror Fest on Instagram or Facebook. You can follow me, Hoff Matthews, on Twitter. And if you want, you can email hoffshorrorfest@gmail.com, sign up for the email list, and you'll get updates when we're coming back. Obviously, you know, this year has been very rough and strange, and I personally feel very fortunate to have had this show as a creative outlet, and to have been able to collaborate with so many great people on it, and to have had such a great audience. So thank you all for that, and here's hoping for a less horrifying new year. So happy holidays, everyone, and have a good night.